to today's live. So my name is Laura Mason, and today I want to talk to you about youth and vitality, restoring it and removing the belief systems in regards to aging. So I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. So we're currently on our retreat and we had a little bit of a problem getting up the hill because it's a really steep hill, so I apologize. So let me know where you're all joining from and we will jump in a moment. Okay guys, so we're going to jump in. So we're going to be talking about restoring youth and vitality and removing belief systems associated with aging. So I'm curious to know hello Basia, how are you? So I'm curious to know, what are the belief systems that you have in regards to aging? The belief systems that limit you. So please write your comments in the chat. So first of all, hello Simona, how are you? So first of all, our body is made of divine intelligence, divine source. It's a creative life force energy. And this energy has created your body, it's created everything, so it can regenerate anything. Here's the thing about the body, the body is so brilliant that it can become anything. I'm well, Basia, thank you. It can become anything that you program it to be. So we adopt all of these belief systems in regards to aging that limit us, which can actually create aging in the body. So what I found is, when I was working with clients, each line on their face and on their body actually tells a story. So if you look at that, what you'll find within that is the history, and that might be their own history, or it might be the ancestors. And what I learned is that it can be reversed and restored. So can we just bring that truth into you, into all of you, your mind, your body, everything that you are, so that you can recognize the divine truth that source energy, divine life force has created you and your body, therefore it can regenerate it and it can restore youthfulness. So let's bring that truth in. And we have conflictual feelings, belief systems, ideas that we pick up from society, from other people, in regards to aging, that need to be cleared out so that you can actually know that truth and embody that truth, which is going to allow the body to regenerate and allow youthfulness to be restored. So we're just going to find all of those belief systems and we're going to ask that they are removed. We're going to cancel it, resolve, dissolve, just voices you from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So everything that we experience gets mapped into our body, it gets mapped into our organs, it affects our body. So all of our past experiences and our ancestors' experience impacts the body, how it functions, how it operates. So when we actually change the belief systems within us, it actually affects our body. So let's just bring that truth in and let's release all things in the way of that. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve. Choose voices from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So I'm seeing some doubt come up, and what I'm seeing underlying the doubt is a lot of scientific ideas and belief systems that some of you have adopted, which are not in alignment with highest truth. So can we give you source's truth on all of those, and can we start to let them go? Can we cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely? So sometimes we need to let go of things in order for our body to restore. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask your unconscious mind, your body, to show you what it is you need to let go of and to collect those energies and those belief systems. You know, for some of you, I'm seeing it's stress, it's worry. Part of that contributes to the body aging. So let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. And you know, external factors also contribute based on like what you put into your body. So you have to be aware of that as well. So what is it that your body actually needs to assist it in the restoration of youth and vitality? Hello, Carolina. So let's just bring that truth in, and let's just show you what it is that you need to change and what it is you need to remove in terms of what you're putting into your body that is contributing to it aging, degenerating, and let's just clear everything that does not allow you to have the awareness and make a different choice in regards to your body. Cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose what you do from the source point and all levels of your being, AWSIC. So now I want you to ask a question. Your unconscious mind has all the answers. So what is in your unconscious mind is going to contribute to what is creating aging in your body. So if you ask your unconscious mind, it's going to give you an answer. So just close your eyes and get present for a moment. And I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Take another nice deep breath in and out. And just continue to focus on your breath. Put your intention on being able to communicate with your unconscious mind and ask the question, what is contributing to your body aging? And let me know what pops into your awareness. So all the things not allowing you to see that, let's release that. Cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose what you do from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. I'm seeing for some of you there's some toxic energy that is not yours. And I'm seeing it's being held in different areas. So all of the toxicity that you have adopted, that you have owned as yours, that actually isn't yours, can we let that go? Can we cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose what you do from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. And here's the thing, some of it is actually energy that is being imposed upon you. But why do we let that in? Well, there has to be some kind of resonance frequency within us that is a vibrational match that allows that in. Otherwise, it's not going to affect you, it's not going to stick to you. Or there is some unconscious reason why you're wanting to carry that, or it may be associated with some old program of feeling safe or something in regards to how you survive. So let's just show you in your mind, your body, what is no longer helpful, and let's let that go. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose what you do from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So ask what it is that's contributing to the aging of your body and let me know. So let's just bring in the truth that your body can restore. It can regenerate, it can restore youthfulness. And I'm seeing that there needs to be adjustments made in your cells so that your cells are actually able to do that. And we're going to just do that now. I'm seeing a lot of grief coming up for some of you. I'm not sure if anyone is feeling that. Let me know. And it's about, I'm seeing a lot of regret, and I'm seeing some of it is created based on belief systems in regards to aging and what it means to age. So as I was tuning in yesterday, I was asking about what types of belief systems that we need to look at today. Someone's saying, I feel a lot of grief today. Okay, so I asked, what is that about? And let me know. So I was asking, what do we need to look at? So there are a lot of belief systems that we're taught in regards to what happens when we age. So if you look at women, you know, their beliefs like, you know, after 35, you go downhill. After 35, your body starts to deteriorate. It starts to make changes that are irreversible. You shouldn't have children after 35 because it's dangerous. Well, you can actually focus on those beliefs and kind of be aware of the energy. And does that feel light to you? Because something that is light is truth. Or does it feel heavy? So it feels heavy to me. Can we release all the heaviness and all of the things that you have bought from books, from society, from doctors, from family, and everything that you have owned as true? And can we let that go? Can we cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose what you see from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely? So can we just remove that? Because what that's going to do is going to actually contribute to those things happening. Other belief systems are, as you get older, your brain goes foggy, your memory goes. So can we let that go? Can we cancel, resolve, dissolve, just what you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS? And I'm seeing that for some people that actually is happening in their body. And what I'm seeing is, it is ancestral experiences, if you go back so many generations, which is the source point of that, which has now created a predisposition to some of those things happening. So I'm seeing right now, some of this is about ancestors not wanting to remember certain things. So if you, hi Dia and hi Diana, if you resonate with that, what would that be about? Let me know. I'm going to start to address the energy, but please let me know what comes up, because it's going to help us to go deeper. So let's just clean all of that out. Let's come to resolve, dissolve. Choose voices either from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So we're going to ask that the perceived value, the perceived benefit in not remembering for those ancestors, we're going to start to clear that out. We're going to cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices either from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. I'm seeing a lot of experiences that they have literally boxed up in their minds. They've wanted to forget it because it didn't feel good to remember, to be connected to it. But within that, there's all of these belief systems that are boxed up. And our belief systems, I know probably all of you know this, but I'm just going to repeat it. Our belief systems are formed through our experience, and it's usually a collection of experiences. But then within that, there's all of this energy. And it's actually stagnant energy that's contributing to the aging I'm seeing in this particular case. So there's pain, there's anger, there's turmoil. And all of that is boxed away. That's what I'm seeing. And some of that some of that's been inherited, and it's created predispositions for certain things occurring in your body. So all of the charge, the emotional charge, the pain, the suffering, the upset, let's just start to remove all of that. Let's dissipate it, release it, and transmute it. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose which is from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS. Let us go and train your body and your cells and do the appropriate changes that is required so that your body can start to reverse it. Reverse the signs of aging, reverse everything associated with it. But part of what may be required then is you actually have to look at, okay, there's certain things I need to address, but we're going to bring that into your awareness as well and release the things that does not allow you to have full clarity in regards to that. That's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices either from the source plane and all levels of your being, AWS. Someone says, I feel like remembering as you get old is also linked to grief and loss. Yeah, so nobody wants to feel grief and loss. So the human beings, their natural tendency is to avoid pain or the awareness of it. So then all of the grief, the loss, the pain, the suffering that you and your ancestors are avoiding, which has this and the experiences and everything associated with it in a state of compartments in your mind, but that is toxic energy that is festering, which is part of the degeneration of the cells and the body. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices either from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So if you ask yourself, okay, well, what does grief mean to me? What does grief bring up for me? What does loss bring up for me? Let me know. Sometimes we don't know how to deal with it. Sometimes we just don't want to get lost in it. We feel like we don't have the skills to cope with it. And some of the grief is so old that actually it may not need to be processed through. Some of it may need to be. So let's give clarity so that you understand, you comprehend what needs to be processed, what doesn't need to be processed, and we're going to let go of all that does not need to be. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices you from the source plane and all levels of your being, AWS. So what I'm seeing is, in regards to some of what this is, and there's a lot of different things here, there are specific learnings and insights that your ancestors need to get, and actually some of you need to get it, because I'm seeing that there are certain cycles that have been repeated in your life, and your ancestors down the line of your family, certain things have been repeated and you have continued in a cycle. And part of the breaking of that is knowledge and awareness. So we're going to ask, what is the knowledge, what is the awareness that you and your ancestors need to receive? We're going to ask that that is downloaded into you, that can unlock this energy and release all things in the way of you receiving that. Cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose fortunes rooted from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. And we're just going to actually go and work on the ancestors and you, on a biological, on a neurological, on a physical, on a spiritual, on all levels, to update your way of learning. So all of the things that has created within the family line or within you, if it applies to you, a struggle with learning, we're going to remove that. We're going to cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS twice, and we're going to ask that the appropriate changes are made on all of those levels, and release all things in the way of that. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So let's release that as you get older, you are going to forget, that you will deteriorate, and let's find all of the points that you actually took that on, all of the ways that you own that as a truth, and let's unlock that. And when we take on certain things, and we take on stuff all of the time, it's just the way we operate in this reality. We take on stuff from school, we take on stuff from parents, we take it on from media, and a lot of it is actually false, and we create and we use those as reference points. So all of that, can we start to let that go? Cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose which is from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS. I'm seeing a fair bit of negativity associated with these things, which is really not allowing the cells to regenerate. So we're going to just shift out what can go. Cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose which is from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So anything within you that is creating memory loss, confusion, haze, cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose voices from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So let's just open up a new way of actually learning and update the way of learning, and being able to do that from source's perspective in all old, outdated ways. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose fortunes from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. It's like memories of my ancestors that didn't want to cope with accepting the loss of loved ones due to aging, and tried to lock the memories inside, intoxicating themselves even more. Okay, so what is it that they couldn't cope with? And what did that bring up for them? And let's start to remove that, but let me know what comes through. Thank you, Ella. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose fortunes from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. I'm going to come back to that, so please do let me know. So there are other beliefs, like I was tuning in and getting information. I was also talking to some people today, and I was asking them about what are their belief systems and what are their fears and their concerns in regards to aging. And one of the things was, I'm unwanted as I age. My value decreases. I'm discarded. And another one was, as you age, you have to change in terms of how you behave and what you wear. So how many of you have something like that? And how many of you adjust yourself to meet those limitations? So why? Probably you're trying to avoid being labeled and judged. So how many labels have you actually adopted, and where did you adopt them from? Let's find that, and let's start to clear that out. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose fortunes from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS. I actually just realized that, I don't know if you guys can see lights kind of flashing, so there is like the strobe light. It's actually on. I don't know if I turned it on, but I hope it's not bothering you. Just realised it. So, how many of you are trying to fit yourself into a box and you are becoming something that you don't want to become, and you're actually suppressing who you really are? You're suppressing your true self and the true expression of yourself to avoid being labeled, to avoid being judged. So if you're avoiding something, it's because there is an energy within you that is maybe resonating with it, or wanting to not deal with it, or maybe you have took on those ideas and those perceptions from somewhere. So on some level you believe it to be true, on another level perhaps you don't believe it to be true, or you're fighting it. Because if you resolve that within you and you had no perspective about it, whatever other people think, feel, and the energy that they may impel onto you, it's not going to affect you. So then we need to ask, well, what is it then inside of you that you need to let go of? What are the frequencies? What are the ideas? What are the belief systems that causes you to resist it, to fight it, to align with it? And let's find them and let's just clear it out. And there are some things that can anchor that into us, into our body, our mind, our unconscious. Can we find all of the anchors? Can we let it all go? Can we cancel, resolve, dissolve? Choose for, choose video from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So how many of you resonate with those ideas that I just mentioned, that perhaps as you grow older, you're not wanted? You know, one of the statements I heard today was, I'm put on the shelf, I'm discarded. How many of you think you might have that? And if you do, tell me more about that and what is the feeling? So we're looking at it from different perspectives. So one, like there's probably 3 different perspectives here. One is, what are the energies within you that is actually contributing to your body to age? That can be, like we talked about a few minutes ago, like the toxic energies that are within you. You know, it can be memory. So I remember working on someone and their body, and what I could see as I was working on the body, we were working on aging, I could see the lines in their body. It was traced back to their ancestral experience and a lot of poverty, a lot of suffering. And that got mapped into their body. So there can be that, and there is that on some level for everybody, unless you work on it. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose for, choose from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS precisely. And then there's the beliefs that we have, like my body, as I get older or I hit a certain age, X is going to happen, Y is going to happen. Well, actually, there's an instruction in that which gets your body to potentially become that. So then that needs to be addressed. And then there's the belief systems that we have in terms of how we should be, how we should behave, and we often try to fit ourselves into that. But then we're suppressing who we are, we're suppressing the expression of ourselves. And what is that going to create? Well, unhappiness. What if you didn't care about what people thought? And let's show you how to get to that space and release all the things in the way of that. Let's come to resolve, dissolve, choose, which is in from the source point on all levels of your being, precisely. There's some really strong energies coming up in terms of you know, how you should dress and how you should be when you hit a certain age. And if you're not that, then you are something else, which is part of what some of you are avoiding. So if you feel like you have that, you can let me know what's coming through. So let's just start to let it go. So with the healing statement, we can find the beliefs without needing to know every one of them. So we're doing that, but if something comes up, it is going to allow us to go in a little bit deeper. So let me know what comes up. Comes a result, desire, which is from the source point and all levels of your being, later precisely. So one is the fear of being left alone after having lost loved ones. And so it's better to age to leave as well. Okay, so if you leave, then what do you hope to gain? That's the first question. So let's just bring clarity of what's going on in the unconscious mind. As a result, desire choose forces you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. It's normal to feel grief, it's normal to feel pain, it's normal to feel loss when someone passes. If it's really, really intense and over time it's not dissipating somewhat, probably there are things in your unconscious mind that may be associated with the loss of that person that's being triggered, or are not really about that person but are being triggered. So then you need to look at, well, what is the trigger? What is being activated within me that needs to be released, and work through that. So let's bring in that truth and that clarity. Let's come to result dissolve. Choose fortune student from the source point on all levels of your being, AWS. So there's something coming through now. It's going to sound a little bit, strong and perhaps a little far out, but it's okay. So then if you have life force, divine life force within you, and that can be used to create and generate anything, if at one point or now or even in the unconscious there's aspects of you that are not wanting to be here, that energy can get directed. It's a destructive energy toward your body. So on some level it's a way of leaving, it's a way of getting out. So anywhere you're doing that, let's come to resolve dissolve choose which is you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So then so one comment is a new life. I get a new life, maybe a new plane, and hopefully be able to meet my loved ones. I feel like the loved ones is a big part of it, but I feel like there's another really big piece. So then what is it that you're avoiding or not wanting in this life that is feeling painful to deal with, that somewhere within you there is a desire to leave? See what comes through, and I'm going to ask that clarity is brought through, because sometimes that is old stuff, and sometimes it's something that can just be changed. And when you change the energy, it is going to change the aging process. So let's come to resolve dissolve choose which is you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So how much negativity are you absorbing that is not even yours, that is negatively impacting your body? So let's start to release that. As a result, dissolve choose which is you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So a few more beliefs are, if I look old, no one will love me. So ask your mind why. Why is that? For me, it's about body aging. So what is it about body aging? Let me know. I'm going back to look at some of these comments that I maybe missed. The fear of being abandoned and not loved. Okay, so how much pain from being abandoned are you actually still carrying within you that is being activated? And all the ways that you don't love yourself, can we bring that to light? And all of the reasons you don't love yourself, can we, because a lot of the reasons we don't love ourselves are just based on falsehood, lies, deceptions, experiences. When you let go of that, actually it just shifts everything. And what if you could shift your perspective on aging, so you look at it from the truth and the knowing that actually there's a lot of wisdom and beauty in that process. So everything in the way we're seeing that and knowing that can be cancel resolve dissolve choose fortitude you from the source point and all levels of your being, age of necessity. And what I'm perceiving right now is a lot of energy of just pressure, and a lot of it's like collective. We're constantly bombarded with images, with messages in regards to how we should be, how we should look, what is healthy, what is not healthy. Can we let go of what's not helpful? Because your body knows what is good for you, your body knows what is healthy. So everything not allowing you to tap into the innate wisdom within your body, let's remove all of that. And everywhere you've took on those ideas, those perceptions, like a lot of it is selling as well, you know? How many of like the creams and the products that you you see being offered, how much fear is used as a method to control you, to get you to buy it. So how much of what you've bought is just lies, a way for others to gain everything that does not allow you to see that and to let it go. Can we cancel, resolve, dissolve, choose which is suited from the source plane and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So every memory that you feel like you can't cope with in your ancestor, let's just bring in truth and show you that you can cope. Show you your strength. And you know, where we've had an experience where we felt like we can't cope, maybe that was a truth, but you have different tools now to actually be able to deal with whatever you need to deal with. So let's just show you that you recognize that and clear out all things in the way of that. Let's come to resolve, desire, choose which is you from the source plane and all levels of your being, aids precisely. So another comment, keeping the history of my family and bringing it forward. There's a misunderstanding between my family values and aging or body decaying. A lot of grief too. I'm curious to know a little bit more about that. Let me know. Women become less attractive and invisible with time. Okay, so this is another comment that is probably based on the belief or a set of belief systems that your value is determined by how you look. So let me know more about that if that resonates with you. So let's start to remove that. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve. Choose which is suited from the source plane and all levels of your being, aids precisely. And what is even attractive? So again, a lot of what we're taught and a lot of the messages and the marketing and the stuff that we see, we're fed information in regards to what is attractive and what is not. And a lot of it is so that we buy into what is being sold. And it's not the truth. So would you like to let go of where you've took that on, where you've owned that, where you're creating your body based on those lies, those deceptions? And I'm seeing like just a lot of bodies now feeling like they're able to breathe. That's comes to resolve, dissolve. Choose which is from the source plane and all levels of your being, aids precisely. Because those ideas that were sold and we take on, and you know, probably your parents took them on, and those before them took on, you know, limitations in regards to the body and how it should be, etc. Then you're constantly, whether you realize it or not, you're constantly measuring yourself against that. And then when you're not that, what are you left with? Shame, unworthiness, not feeling good enough. So let's start to let all of that go. Let's come to resolve, desire, choose which is from the source plane and all levels of your being, aids precisely. I can't tell you the amount of people who kind of told me later on in their life, you know, how they had certain feelings and perceptions about themselves and their body, and when they look back, they see things in a different way. So let me ask, I'm getting a lot of information, so I'm just going to back up for a sec. So there's all these ideas then of what is beauty and what does it mean to be attractive. And then you try to become that, and if you don't become that, you feel bad. But what actually is underneath that is the divine knowing of beauty in everything. So what if you could actually shift your perspective and see things from the divine lens so that you can recognize the beauty within you, the beauty within others that is innate within you and innate within them, and be able to appreciate that. So let's just clear the things not allowing you to do that, because part of all of this pressure and all of these perspectives and all of these ideas, it is creating, they're just back from the beach, sorry. It is creating a lot of constriction, restriction. So let's start to let all of that go. Let's come to resolve, desire, choose which is you from the source plane and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So then all the ideas that you have in regards to what is beauty, what it means to be attractive, let's release that. And all of the changes, all of the changes that you, oops, someone just tried to walk through the door but it was closed, but they're okay. So all of the changes, sorry, I lost myself. All of the changes, all of the programs and changes in regards to your body, can we let that go? Can we cancel, resolve, dissolve? Choose fortune seated from the source brain and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So let's show you that you can see, know, recognize, acknowledge the beauty within you. And what is attractive about you? And how many of you has just based attraction, being attractive based on looks? Because a lot of it's actually energy. So let's just show you that and all things in the way of that. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve. Choose fortune seated from the source brain and all levels of your being, AWS. So it's definitely society and culture, right? So how, let's ask for all the, as many societal, cultural, and I'm seeing a lot of you took on stuff from your mothers, you've mimicked it, like insecurities, her feelings, your father's, other people. So it's not even yours, but you're carrying it. Okay, so think about it, when you're a little kid, you're around so much energy. You can easily just adopt it and take it on and own it as your own. So can we start to let go of what you took on at any point, at any age, that you're now owning as your own that isn't even yours, and just send it into sources for transmutation. As a result, desire choose which is from the source brain and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. I saw my body as not so beautiful. I have to do sports, and part of me connected with this is with my mother's story, but now I have my own story. So what is that about your mother's story? Tell me more about that. And you know, sometimes we can have these feelings about our body, but it has nothing to do with our body. It's being displaced onto our body. So it can be something happened that maybe made you feel disgusted, and then that gets translated as a defense to I feel disgusting or I feel not good enough. And there can also be a transference of energy of other people's feelings of shame and their projections. So let's start to let that go. Let's come to resolve, dissolve. Choose wishes you from the source brain and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. You know, people do, a lot of people judge a lot. The judgment is generated based on belief systems and other things and other factors. So how much judgment then have you actually had about your body in your entire life that you're carrying, that you're aware of, that has stuck to you, and now you're seeing, feeling and experiencing your body through that? Can we start to remove it? Can we cause a resolve, dissolve? Choose voices either from the source brain and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. For me, an old environment brings painful memories for my young age. I feel like I need to move away to keep my young energy. And that could be true, okay? So it's like, one thing is we don't want our environment, we want to actually learn to master our environment, to master the energy in our environment. And that is something that will take time and work, generally speaking. So that's something to be aware of. So if a lot of things are kind of sticking to you, you might need to look at why that is. But then there's another part. It's like, where does my body feel alive? Where does my body feel supported? You can, from an expanded space, from being connected to source, just ask the question, where does my body want to live? That it feels supported, alive, where it can rejuvenate, regenerate with ease. When you ask that question, what happens is you get awareness, you get insights, but you're also engaging with the law of asking you shall receive. And what happens is you start to open up doorways. So you might just start to manifest all of this awareness, or possibilities show up in terms of where you should be. And it seems like it's out of the blue, but what you're doing when you ask a question, you're talking to the universe. You're working with the law of asking you shall receive. And you're saying, okay, where? And the universe says, here, let me show you. So everything doesn't allow you to do that and to know. And to actually be able to receive positive, regenerative energy from your environment, from the earth. Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve, transform, you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So for my mother, the body is always something to be ashamed of, something to hide because of society's beauty standards, okay? So are you saying that she was comparing herself to standards of cultural standards or societal standards, and she didn't feel like she matched up, so then she felt ashamed? So then ask yourself, what were the messages that put into you? What were the messages that she was sending you about your body, about a woman's body, about body in general? And then how is that affecting you in the now? So let me know. So let's start to clear it out. Let's come to resolve, dissolve. Choose fortune suited from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS spicy. So all the things that allows your mother's shame, pain, grief, sadness to stick to you like Velcro, can we let that go? Cancel, resolve, dissolve. Choose fortune suited from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. Alright guys, how's everybody doing? Let me know. My mom would say how beautiful she was when she was younger, and I could feel her judging herself being older, yeah. And that's another thing, people often look back and they see that, but part of that is you're not living in the present. So how can everyone here, and whoever else can receive it, live in the present and enjoy the present and enjoy their body and enjoy the beauty of their body and nature and others, and just clearing that out? So all of the beliefs about aging that you've took on from your mom or anyone else, can we start to let those go? Can we cancel, resolve, dissolve, just wishes you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. Okay. So all those messages, my body will never be enough, my body's something to battle with, and anything else that you're battling internally that is on an unconscious level that you actually need to look at and address to actually move beyond this, bringing that to light. Cancel, resolve, dissolve, which is you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely, and bringing in truth on how to resolve that. And all of that energy that you are sending to your cells that is creating destruction and degeneration, can we cancel, resolve, dissolve, which is you from the source plane and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. So I'm seeing some other messages. I'm ugly as I get older, there's weight gain, pain, tired, and can't see. Okay, can we just start to move it out? Some of it will need some other work, but whatever can go. Can we instill the energy, the awareness, the knowing into you that's going to allow you to let go of as much as possible? Let's cancel, resolve, dissolve. Choose fortitude you from the source point and all levels of your being, AWS precisely. Alright guys, so you can go back and listen and receive the clearings on a deeper level. Drink plenty of water because the energy is going to continue to shift over the next few days. And the other thing I just wanted to mention is, which I don't think I did earlier, is that today's live is a taster of an upcoming course that I'm running, which is about healing your body and healing your life. And this is an element that we're actually going to be looking at. So we're really looking at the body through various different lenses so that you can really heal it, because whatever is going on in your life is going to affect, in your body I should say, is going to affect every area of your life. It affects your relationships, it affects your business, it affects your money. So it's like, if you don't feel good in yourself, what is the energy you are putting out into the world? So it impacts you on that level as well. So as you start to shift your body and get into a space of really loving yourself and being more confident and clearing out the things within you that can create degeneration, sickness, disease, it shifts your life. And that's part of the purpose here. And we're going to be looking at things from a number of different lenses and looking at, the different organs and what is stored in there, looking at aging, the beliefs about aging, clearing out the things that are stored in your body, clearing out the junk. And we have a hands-on body treatment that we're going to show you how to do. So this course is live in London, but it's also online. So it's a really simple process that you can do on yourself time and time again. And each time you do it, it clears different levels of stuff. And one of the things that people have experienced from this is weight release as well as a side effect, because the weight that we hold onto our body is often associated with a lot of feelings, a lot of stuff that is stored in the cells of the body. So we are going to be focusing in on that. Yeah, I'm going to get you the link now, Carolina. We are going to be clearing out where you've adopted other people's insecurities, but we're working on a much deeper level, because I'm going to be able to facilitate you if you want to. If you don't want to receive direct facilitation, you can just listen in and get the clearing. Also, you can have the soul essence of other people in your body and past partners, so we're going to be working on that. So we're going to be looking at the different things that is contributing to aging, and the stories and the things behind that that has imprinted that into you that actually contributes to it. We're going to be looking at, different systems in your body, the reproductive system, how it's related to your creativity, and clear the blockages. When this is blocked, it can manifest in different ways in your body, such as brain fog, and inability to generate ideas, pain, fertility issues, or medical conditions. We're also going to be looking at a number of different things. So it's a 2-day facilitated course. You can find more on the site. Other things we're going to be looking at is the distortions that you have about your body, letting those go, releasing body shame, releasing the emotional weight of other people, releasing the idealized images that you have about your body, labels, shame, heal patterns associated with self-betrayal, neglect, and much more. So I'm going to share that for you in case you would like to join me. Yes, you can join from Australia, and there is a replay as well. You're welcome, guys. All right, guys, thank you very, very much for joining me. I hope you have a great day or evening, wherever you are. If you're in Australia, I think it's night, and in Europe, it's day. All right, guys, thank you very much. Bye-bye for now. Take care.